Whoopsie daisy!
Hey, wait! What the crap?
I can handle the two of you myself. Come on, give me all you got.
Insanity! Not-So-Dragil has declared his own one-on-two battle against the Twin Dragons! We could be witnessing history!
Are you getting fired up?
You can take us on alone? That's a big mistake.
I have no interest in fighting you. My only target is Gagio.
You beat me and you can take on whoever you want.
Did you forget we have control over Dragon Force? There's nothing in the world stronger than a dragon, and both of us have their power!
I don't think that you're all the way there yet, pal.
This is the power of a true Dragon Slayer! I should know! It's how I killed Vice Logia!
Is that so? Then I should use the same kind of power that I used to fight for my friends you laughed at!
Whoa, look out! Behind you!
Shadow Dragon, roar! Iron Dragon, I'm not done with you!
Frosh, don't worry. I'm not giving up now.
Bring it on.
Now give him the beat he's been asking for!
I think he's having fun. He's just grinning away like an idiot.
Natsu's one of a kind. He can increase his own power in response to his opponents. He draws from it like an unending reservoir. So the stronger they are, the better he performs.
Our boy may be winning, but the tenacity of the other two is remarkable.
You're right, it's very impressive.
What an amazing battle.
He's a strange one. He seems so empty-headed, but when he fights, his mind moves at lightning speed.
The Fire Wizard's giving off a potent parfum. Yeah, I've never seen anybody like him before.
Wow, nice hit.
He's doing what he does best.
So, is Gagio coming back or what?
I'll bet when he does, he's not gonna be happy about all this.
What the hell's going on down there?
This is quite peculiar. I've no memory of the Dragon Force overwhelmed in such a way.
Nor do I.
Hello, welcome to the channel. So, we have a daily dose of Harman Smith. And, to add a cherry on top, Harman Smith called me out. Because, on Gara's Salty Saturdays, I called him out for being a fake Xenoblade fan. And then, he decided to try and call me out for not wanting to buy Xenoblade X Definitive Edition because he didn't want to play through the game again, and the Wii U version was cheaper, and I have rent to pay. So, let's get on with it, shall we?
It's easy to forget sometimes, like, the go-to narrative when it comes to Pretendo discussions on the internet, because, you know, we're always bogged down by people just getting into hyper-specialized arguments, complaining about third-party games, complaining about frame rates or resolutions, complaining about aging hardware, complaining about, like, this or that with this franchise, right? It's really easy to forget, like, what the core argument actually is when it comes down to why Nintendo consoles are seen as inferior to other consoles. And
the Bible. This is the Bible. You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
They're inferior because they use weaker hardware. They've been doing this since the Wii. This wasn't how Nintendo used to operate. Back in the SNES, N64, and GameCube eras, they tried and pushed for hardware. They tried to push for graphical fidelity. They tried to do both. But they realized that if they tried to compete with both the PS3 and the 360, they would not succeed. So they pivoted with the Wii and had a huge success appealing to the casual market. That did not work with the Wii U because the Wii U was a fucking stupid piece of shit, and then it worked with the Switch because they gave people what a lot of people wanted. A home console that you could take on the go. The problem is that they used a Tegra X1, a chip from 2015, that was used in fucking tablets. Tablets! It isn't a fucking good chip anymore. In fact, it's pretty shit. People wanted a Switch Pro, because even Nintendo first-party games wouldn't run well. They don't run well. Do we have to look at fucking Breath of the Wild in Kakariko Village dropping to teen FPS and sometimes single-digit FPS? Yeah, didn't think so.
it's graphics, right? The only reason people tend to downplay major Nintendo IPs like Pokemon and Mario is because they aren't realistically rendered, right?
See, though, that's the difference between him and I. He liked to talk. I, on the other hand...
Tonight I dine on monkey soup.
Why do I let people do that?
I'ma plant me a dumbass tree!
Who the fuck says that? Most people praised fucking Super Mario Odyssey because it looks fucking beautiful. Because it chose an art style. The problem with Pokemon is that their games look like shit. Most of the textures are just one single texture wrapped around a single object. Most of the time, in hell, some of the textures look like PS1 graphics that were upscaled. The games don't look good. Pokemon games don't look good. I don't know why you're bringing Mario into this, because Mario games usually look fantastic. Pokemon games don't. Jesus Christ.
Look as good as the real games on the big boy platforms, right? Like, oh, my high-end gaming PC can run this game at like 8K at 60 frames per second. Like, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares about that at all. Pokemon, not even like the newest generations, like, you know, classic Game Boy Pokemon from like 1998 or whatever, is still more fun than any slot you have on your high-end gaming PC.
Eres un grandísimo estúpido!
The slot that he's talking about is Elden Ring, it's Baldur's Gate 3, it's Stalker 2, it's Indiana Jones. That's the slot that he's talking about. Do we have to bring up what Pokemon released as its 9th generation? Or its 8th? Or its 7th? Or its 6th? Do we have to bring up the fact that X and Y were fucking unfinished? And that were rushed out of the door? Do we have to bring that up, Harman? Do we have to bring that up? I don't think that you want to bring that up.
And I've come to realize it actually does look better, right? You know, one of the big go-to copes when it comes to Pokemon on Switch is that, like, oh, it doesn't look good. It's not it's not visually interesting. Like, look at something like Xenoblade Chronicles X. That looks way better, doesn't it? And I actually am playing through Xenoblade Chronicles X right now, and I am really enjoying it. But I've come to realize that no, Xenoblade does not look as good as Pokemon, because Pokemon is the brand with actually iconic, recognizable character design.
Really? Really?
Really?
Really?
Really? Really? Really?
Release restraint level 1.
Level what?
This is your fucking argument. This is your fucking argument. Your argument isn't over graphics, graphical fidelity, designs of the world, and designs of the environment. Your argument is based on the designs of the creatures. One of them is just a flamingo. That's all it is. There's not even a joke here. It's just a flamingo. What the fuck are you on about? If you're going off of iconic fucking these Jesus Christ. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse.
Designs, right? They actually have a variety in how characters are presented, how they're utilized, how they're incorporated into the world. You get all these like memorable characters, you know, strewn throughout the landscape, you know, living in like their own environment, you know, with a really fleshed out, you know, ecosystem, and just all around, Pokemon is just an extremely well thought out universe, as opposed to Xenoblade, where like you just have like a bunch of things just thrown everywhere. Like, yeah, let's have level 80 dinosaurs right next to these like level 2 insects. Like, again, it makes no sense.
Hey, Dandy Dick! You missed!
Down to the fucking designs of the games. You're this stupid. You're this fucking stupid. One, your argument over, oh, all the Pokemon have thought out designs that isn't fucking shown in the game. For 7 generations, those Pokemon that you claim have, oh, these wonderful designs, which most of them do, by the way. Most of them do. Most of them do. Calm down, Gara. Most of them do. Most of them do. But the main way that you would catch Pokemon is by walking through tall grass and having them appear randomly. For 7 generations. That only changed in Gen 8. And guess what? That was a late change. It was supposed to be the fucking same, and then it wasn't. Harman. And 2, there's the difference between making a linear game, like Pokemon, and open world games like Xenoblade. So, seeing a fucking giant gorilla that's level 80 in the first area, that's kind of the point. It's to show that yes, you may be in the first area, but there's still shit that can kill you. You're not safe. And you say, oh, things are thrown randomly. Most of the games have meticulous designs, meticulous world building. Motherfucker, you called me out for being a fake Xenoblade fan because I didn't want to buy X Definitive Edition. Guess what? I did. And you're over here saying that Xenoblade has worse world building than fucking Pokemon. Gee. Motherfucker, the first games the first game, you were on 2 giant corpses of gods, and that is your setting. The second game, you're on gigantic creatures that roam around a fucking cloud sea. And in the third game, you're in an endless world where you die and respawn over and over and over again. That is fucking world building. That is interesting worlds. With Pokemon, all you get is just, oh, this is a new region. It's based on this place in the world. We really didn't care about it, so we're just gonna slap some textures on shit. We're just gonna slap some silly textures on things and make everything look like a up-res PS1 game with models from a PS3 game. That's what fucking Pokemon is. Your argument makes no sense.
It's not... It doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real. You know, Xenoblade looks vaguely more realistic, and yet it doesn't have as memorable or iconic as character designs. You know, the character designs in Pokemon are far superior than what you would see in something like Xenoblade, or any other video game property for that matter. You know, they understand how to make their characters appealing and how to make them visually interesting. You know?
Why are you fucking stupid?
You know why that is, Harman? You know why that is? Because Xenoblade, all they have to do is sell the game. That's all they have to do with Pokemon. They have to sell the cards, and the anime, and the plushes, and the merch, and the shirts, and the Valentine's cards, and the posters, and every other thing. There is a difference between being a niche franchise that only really gets popular that only has 8 million sales compared to the biggest franchise in the world. There is a difference between those two. One is designed to make it so that their characters look good and appealing to its audience. The other is designed to make its characters appealing to somebody who wants to buy a plushie, or a card, or a shirt.
You know, like, again, this is something that people don't understand when it talks about graphics. Like, there's more to looking good than simply being realistically rendered or detailed, right? You know, Xenoblade may look vaguely more realistic, and yet it trails well behind Pokemon where it actually matters, with the key character designs. You know, does anyone even care about any of the monsters in Xenoblade? They're just kind of there.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Because the monsters are only designed for you to fight. The monsters are only designed for you to fight, Harman. They're not designed to be on a shirt. They're not designed to be on a poster. You know what is designed to be on a poster? The character designs. You know? And hell, I'll say this. The original Xenoblade 1's character designs is better than almost everything Pokemon has come out with since Gen 7. And this is coming from someone who fucking loves Ceruledge. Edge. And guess what, Harman? Guess what? Xenoblade 1 didn't have a character designer. It didn't have a fucking character designer. And it looks better than almost everything that came out of Pokemon since Gen 7. Let that set in.
You know, like, in all 4 games, it's just like, oh man, there's some things walking around in a field that'll stop us if we go this way. Like, there's no thought put into it. There's no creativity. They're just kind of there, right? Like with Pokemon, it's like an essential part of the setting, right? It's so well implemented and iconic and memorable. And the Pokemon people is like, well, Pokemon's been around forever. Like, but we've been consistently getting great games every 3 years.
Man, he has been at this for like 20 hours.
It has been 5 minutes.
It's called hyperbole, big guy. Also, I can't sense power levels. What's going on over there?
Dodge.
Dodge? What? You know, 16, yelling dodge is more distracting than helpful.
He has fused with Kami.
Kami? Seriously, what the hell's a Kami?
It means God. Now bow.
Harman. Sun and Moon. X and Y. Sword and Shield. Scarlet and Violet. All of them not liked by the fan base. All of them look worse than games released 10 years prior. And all of them run like shit. And to your point about the monster design in Xenoblade, Xenoblade is also a traditional JRPG, which means the monster design isn't supposed to look fucking iconic. They are goons that you beat up. This is the equivalent of saying, why doesn't the henchmen that the Joker hires look distinct? Well, maybe it's because they're not supposed to.
Since the series' inception, right? You know, every couple of years we get a new generation, we get a new wave of Pokemon, and we continue getting new and new iconic character designs. You know, Pokemon has continued to grow and evolve well outside the world of video games. Something that Xenoblade is never, ever, ever gonna do. Right? This is the reality of the situation, right? This is why Nintendo has been able to dominate PlayStation and Xbox and PC so thoroughly.
How do you function?
Harman, do I have to bring them up? Master Chief, Kratos, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter. You see them, right? If you had that on a shirt and someone walked by and said, hey, I know that guy. You know? Like, those are iconic designs. They're capable of doing it. If we're gonna go on PC, Gordon Freeman, Scout, Heavy, Coach, all of them iconic designs that people love and that are on merch and plushies and comics and shows. You see why I call you a fucking fake Xenoblade fan? You see why I tell you to keep the fucking series out of your mouth? Because you don't care. All you care about is Nintendo. And that's all you fucking care about. That's all you fucking care about is Nintendo. Guess what? Most people don't fucking care about Nintendo. Because the company is a piece of shit. They make good games, but the company's a piece of shit.
Over the past 30 years, right? Because they understand that there is an appeal to more cartoony visual designs. they understand that simply making something realistic or making it more mature or making it aimed at a specific demographic, that does not inherently make it better, okay? And that is something I think Xenoblade fans really need to wrap their minds around when it comes to the whole Game Freak versus Monolith Soft discussion. Because, yeah, Monolith Soft do their thing. They're very good at it. Yeah. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, Game Freak created something truly special. You know, a true cultural phenomenon that has stayed on top of the world for decades.
Would you just shut the fuck up already?
Harman. The reason that people are putting Xenoblade and Pokemon side by side is that one looks like an actual game and looks really good for the hardware that it came out on, the Wii U, and the other looks like an up-res PS1 game with PS3 characters slapped onto it. People are not talking about character designs in those discussions. People are talking about graphical fidelity and the design of the world. And guess what? Scarlet and Violet failed at that. They failed. They look worse than the game that came out previously, Legends Arceus. That looks better than fucking Scarlet and Violet. That plays better than Scarlet and Violet. And yet you have to come over here and defend Nintendo and defend Pokemon. Jesus Christ. I mean, do we want to bring up what your first thumbnail looked like? Do we want to bring up that? Hey, look at this! Look at this! This man's winking himself to fucking Pikachu! This man loves Nintendo so much that he winks to them! Jesus Christ!
And it's entirely because of this game's unique visual design, its presentation, you know, how it appeals to its target demographic, right? Like...
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
Or maybe I'm just being rhetorical.
No! No, you're not! God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter!
Well, now you're just acting transcendent.
Its target demographic is kids. They make designs that look appealing to kids. Kids are the people that buy plushies. Kids are the people that buy backpacks. Kids are the people that buy everything. Harman, you're a fucking idiot. And you don't seem to realize that.
Xenoblade is simply something that coasts by on this idea that, like, it's more realistic and mature than other Nintendo brands, right? In a lot of ways, it's a replacement for Metroid in that sense.
I'm going to drown you. I'm going to drown you like a sack of dumb puppies.
Metroid's still making games. Prime 4 comes out this year. Drake came out in 21. Samus Returns in 17. People still love Metroid. What the... It's supposed to be more mature. It's not supposed to appeal to a mass market audience. It's supposed to appeal to a niche audience. That's why the games don't sell as much as fucking Pokemon. Because they don't have to be. They don't try to sell as much. They try to sell to their target demographic. JRPG fans. And there's not a lot of us. And guess what? Not a lot of them own Switches. So, you get lower sales. I mean, Jesus, how can you call me a fake fan of Xenoblade, and yet you're here touting this shit? You're no fan of fucking Xenoblade? You're a fan of fucking Nintendo the company. If Monolith Soft left, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't defend them. You wouldn't make stupid videos comparing them to fucking FromSoft.
Jesus, Harman, you're a fucking idiot.
And yeah, there's nothing wrong with like liking Monolith Soft or what they do and like the Xenoblade IP as a whole, but like, you know, constantly attacking another brand for its perceived inability to deliver on the scale of like what Monolith Soft tries to do, like, you don't really seem to understand that these are different demographics, that Pokemon is a completely different kind of RPG compared to what Xenoblade does, right? Like, the age groups are different, the skill levels.
Holy fucking shit! You just did that with Xenoblade! You put the fucking expectations of Pokemon onto Xenoblade! And now you're saying this about fucking Pokemon? People aren't fucking comparing the two because of their designs of the characters. Nobody is. They're comparing them because one looks like an actual fucking game and the other looks like a fucking game designer's school project. That's why. Because one is by a team that is a fucking support studio and the other one is made with the backing of the most popular and profitable franchise in the world. There is a difference between Xenoblade and Pokemon. One is ridiculously popular and yet produces games that are fucking ass and don't run well and look like PS1 games up-res with PS3 character models slapped onto it. And the other looks like actual fucking games that if you put it on a PS4, Xbox One, Series S, PS5, or PC, it would look fine, run fine, and people would accept it. People are bashing Pokemon because it looks like shit, and it shouldn't. There is no reason that Xenoblade should look better than Pokemon, yet it does. Because guess what? Game Freak are lazy, and Pokemon is become shit.
Is different, right? Like, again, Xenoblade is not inherently better than Pokemon because it's more realistic or it targets like a more mature demographic. Like, people need to understand that Pokemon absolutely is on top of their game. There's been this like incredibly strong inability among the community to like admit this, to admit just how like high quality the TCG is, how high quality the anime is right now, how high quality the games themselves are, because doing so would be to admit that they lost, right?
Oh my god, I think I gained a chromosome hearing all that.
No! The TCG is always fucking sold out. You can't buy it. People are fighting in Costco's just to get boxes. There's scalpers everywhere. The anime is good, yes, but the dub is fucking terrible, and it takes fucking forever to get anime episodes. And guess what? There's no native sub. Not to fucking mention the games. Hold on. Fuck it. Let's just go and fucking compare fucking Xenoblade 1 on the Wii to Scarlet and Violet. This is from original hardware. That is Xenoblade 1 on a Wii off a disc. And it looks better on a Wii than fucking Scarlet and Violet. How the fuck are you this stupid? How are you this fucking stupid?
That they completely failed to downplay Nintendo in the 90s. You know, like, people always say this thing that, like, oh, the N64 didn't have any RPGs, like, completely ignoring the Game Boy and what would become the biggest RPG franchise on the planet.
Do you even process what you say before you say it? Because you sound fucking stupid.
I can't even! N64 and 2! Quest 64 and fucking StarCraft! The Game Boy, you couldn't even play those games on an N64! The PS1 sold fucking over 1 million units! The N64 barely sold 32 million! The fucking Sega Saturn had more RPGs than the fucking N64! In the 90s, the only thing that held up fucking Nintendo was the fucking Game Boy! Holy fucking shit! I'm fucking done! Holy shit! Oh my fucking god! How stupid are you? What? Who? Did someone drop you as a child? Did someone drop you as a child? You're a fucking adult! And you're this stupid! You're this fucking stupid!
Again, it's just a giant cup, right? You know, all of these narratives you see in regards to, like, these Nintendo games, you know, everything you see people try to do, it's just a giant cope to downplay the success of Nintendo.
Do you understand, Vegeta?
What I understand is I'm about to pound you so hard the boy's mother is going to be jealous.
Oh, can we not?
But if it makes you feel any better, I'll give you one free shot. But I'm warning you, if you waste it... you're gonna regret it.
How? How did you get this strong?
I trained all day yesterday.
Oh, you think you're being cute?
Bitch, I'm adorable.
Play the song. Fucking play the song. Just fucking play the song. Just play the song!
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Harman, this entire video that you made is a fucking cope from you. You! This is a cope of all copes! This is a fucking cope of all copes! You had to change the fucking argument. And then you literally outed yourself in your own fucking video! You outed yourself in your own fucking video! Holy shit! Holy shit! And this man called me a fucking fake fan. Well, guess what, Harman? Give me a time and date. Give me a fucking time and date. I will be there. I will debate you. You will lose. Sign the fucking contract. Let's go. Sign the contract. Sign it. Because then, guess what? You're dead. Your career's over. You want to start beef? Let's fucking go. Because guess what? You're a fucking idiot. Let's fucking go, Harman. Let's go. So, if you enjoyed me crashing out at Harman Smith, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share, and comment down below if you disagree with any of my takes. Channel's new, so doing all of that will help us in the algorithm. And if you just enjoyed it, Have a great day, guys. See you in the next one.